Hey everyone, grab your coffee, because if you're tuning into this explainer, you are about to become the absolute lifeblood of the Route 66 triathlon. We're taking the official briefing manuals and course maps and transforming them into a fast-paced, highly focused training session. Our goal? To make sure you're fully prepared, totally confident, and ready to be a critical asset out there on race day.
Okay, let's dive straight into this. Here is your chronological journey for the day. 1. Your race day mission. 2. Understanding the run course. 3. Mastering the handoff technique. 4. Safety and emergency protocols. And finally, 5. Teardown and final steps.
All right, Section 1, your race day mission. We're kicking things off bright and early with a strict 6:30 a.m. arrival so we can get completely set up and stay way ahead of the action.
Listen, once that race starts, you are basically transforming into fast-paced hydration heroes. Handing out water, Gatorade, and food is a highly dynamic, non-stop job. Now, your setup is actually very specific. You're going to have 2 5-gallon jugs, one dedicated strictly to water and the other to Gatorade. And here is a huge pro tip. You're only going to fill those cups halfway. Why? Well, think about the physics. A runner grabbing a completely full cup at a dead sprint usually ends up with a face full of Gatorade for both of you. A half-full cup totally prevents those massive spills. Also, if the Oklahoma weather decides to really heat up, you'll be using buckets to hand out cooling sponges. It takes amazing teamwork and a constant eye to keep your area stocked, clear, and safe.
But beyond all the physical tasks, the official guide explicitly reminds us to enjoy your moment. You're so much more than just a water dispenser out there. You are an encouraging presence. Triathlons are incredibly grueling physical and mental tests. When an athlete hits your aid station, there's a good chance they might be hitting a wall. Your vibrant spirit, your cheering, and your positive energy, it reflects on the whole event and can literally boost an athlete's morale enough to push them all the way across the finish line. Moving on to Section 2, understanding the run course and navigating that 10K flow.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how the 10K route actually works. It features a dynamic 2-lap flow passing through 3 key locations. You've got the transition area, the mid-course aid station, and the turnaround aid station. Since the athletes will be passing through these points multiple times as they complete their 2 laps around the gorgeous Lake Arcadia, it means you'll have multiple opportunities to support the exact same runners.
To keep anyone from getting lost out there, the course relies on a strict color-coded system. It's simple. White arrows dictate the outbound flow, meaning athletes heading away from transition. Red arrows, on the other hand, guide the returning runners back. As a volunteer, just remembering this simple white out, red back rule is going to help you anticipate exactly which direction the athletes will be approaching from.
Over at the critical turnaround point, athletes make a high-traffic, really sharp return. But as they approach the run finish, there is a very strict rule. Athletes absolutely must go straight to the finish. They cannot turn left back into the loop. If you're stationed near this junction, you're essentially the human compass, making sure returning runners shoot straight for the glory of the finish line.
Okay, Section 3, mastering the handoff technique. Let's talk about the perfect pass.
Handing off hydration to a triathlete going at full speed without breaking their stride? It's kind of an art form. The manual breaks it down into 3 simple steps. Step 1, yell your product. The athletes need to know instantly if they're reaching for water or Gatorade. Step 2, run next to the athletes for a few paces to match their speed. And Step 3, this is absolutely the secret sauce, hold the bottom of the cup or bottle on the flat palm of your hand. Why? Because it leaves the entire top half free for the runner to safely grab without you accidentally holding on too tight or crushing the cup. And this brilliantly illustrates the operational flow behind the tables. You absolutely cannot have a chaotic mix of products. Volunteers have to be stationed by a specific product, creating a clear, predictable line at each table so nobody gets confused. But remember, the job doesn't end at the handoff. You've got to constantly pick up garbage as the day progresses. Keeping trash bags right next to the tables ensures you aren't wandering away to throw things out, and it keeps your station free of dangerous tripping hazards.
All right, Section 4, safety and emergency protocols. This is all about keeping our athletes safe.
Out there on the course, you are literally our eyes and ears. If an athlete decides they just can't finish and they turn around early or withdraw, your immediate duty is to make a note of their exact bib number. You're going to have either a provided radio or a lanyard with the direct contact numbers for the race directors. You've got to use that to immediately report that bib number and the athlete's status to the race director or the medical team. We have to account for every single person on that course, and you are the key to making sure that happens.
Now, here is a very firm rule, especially for those of you stationed near the transition area. Do not move personal belongings, period. These bikes and gear setups are highly specific to each athlete, and honestly, they're often incredibly expensive. No matter what is going on during the race, athlete gear must remain strictly untouched and totally secure.
Finally, Section 5, Teardown and Final Steps, wrapping up the day. So the crucial point here is understanding the all clear. Teardown does not begin when the crowd thins out or when you simply think the last runner has gone by. Teardown absolutely must wait for the official signal from the race director or transition director indicating that the final athlete has safely passed your area. It's really a matter of respect for that last athlete out there, ensuring they get the exact same supported experience as the person who came in first.
Once you do finally get that all clear, the teardown checklist is super structured. You'll collect and organize signs into labeled bins. Fencing, tents, and tables get stacked and folded carefully. All trash needs to be bagged and tossed in the proper dumpsters. Any lost items you find, run those straight to the designated finish line area. Oh, and if any TRI-OKC equipment got broken, report it to your director for inventory. And here's one very specific, crucial protocol from the guide. Those 5-gallon hydration jug spouts, you are only going to clean those at the very end of the entire teardown process. Save those for absolute last.
And the very last thing you do before heading out is the final walkthrough. Basically, you'll do one last sweeping look over your entire aid station area. We are so incredibly privileged to use the beautiful Lake Arcadia, so our golden rule as volunteers is to leave zero trace. No trash, no stray cups, and definitely no equipment left behind.
By mastering these 5 sections, showing up early, understanding the map, perfecting that handoff, monitoring safety, and executing a spotless teardown, you completely elevate this entire event. So I'll leave you with this final thought as you gear up for race day. Are you ready to be the crucial energy that safely propels these athletes to the finish line? Thank you so much for taking the time to learn the ropes through this explainer, and we will absolutely see you out on Route 66.